say analyzing that data, could you just take that a little bit further, what that might mean? So if I have a Facebook, a Twitter, and Instagram account, what do I do?
Okay, so Google, Facebook, and Twitter, they all have accounts. In these accounts, you can actually analyze the return on where you're getting action, whether you're getting engagement from your engagement is just people responding, either liking or sharing your content, all the way down to people buying it. And so when you're looking at data, if you post a video or post a picture, sometimes you get more engagement on a picture. So on Facebook, you're going to be 70% likely to get involvement from just the photo. So maybe you focus on photos on Facebook, you might do video somewhere else, and then you might do something else somewhere else. And then you break down where you get no sales from, which is one of those 3 channels you get no sales from. And if you're getting sales, really that's what it comes down to. People are actually making an action, not just liking is not passive, but actually taking it upon themselves. They've seen that picture, they've seen that video, and now they want to buy. That's what you need to focus on because everybody has to eat. So.
Great, thank you. Devon, I wanted to swing over to you. One of the things you mentioned was selling T-shirts, and we really haven't went into the merch. Where does merch fit in? You have artists, you set up a release, you put out an album, you put out a video, now you're having a show. Where does merch fit into, the whole process of, monetizing the talent?
Merchandise is an extremely important revenue stream that an artist can have. And the bigger the artist is, the more creative the artist is, the bigger it can be for them. Basic merch is obviously going to be your music, your CD, vinyls, whatever you have, and T-shirts. That's a great start. If you can have an option of T-shirts when someone comes to the merch table, even better. It's not forced to buy the one, they're going to see 2, they're most likely going to pick the one they like, obviously, maybe even get both, Other ideas for merch, posters, stickers, but anything that kind of reflects you and your music. I've seen all types of things. I've seen water bottles, I've seen can openers, I've seen headbands. Anything you can think of is merch if someone's going to use it, a bumper sticker. But at the end of the day, like I say, it's an important revenue stream, and as you grow, your merch can grow. I want to touch on one thing. Everyone keeps saying you need to hone your craft. It's one of the most important things, but another important thing is to invest in yourself, reinvest in yourself. Make your art important. Your career is important. If you made $38 off of T-shirt sales, put that $38 into it again and make another 38, just reinvest in yourself. And like I said, get more merch, have a better stage show, hire someone to do the lights for you, to run your smoke machine, just put the money into your production, into your merchandise, your production, your sound, just put it back into yourself, I kind of went off topic a little bit, but merch is the point, but it's important too.
That's great, because you have to invest to have merch, right?
Indeed.
So what you're saying is rather than go buy a $200 pair of True Religion jeans or a $100 polo shirt, you should go get some of your own T-shirts made up.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. Absolutely.
I think also another example of investing in yourself, I know so many musicians who don't own their own equipment. I know drummers who walk around talking about their drummers all day, don't own sticks, don't have a practice pad, don't have a snare, and then they want to get hired for a show. Hire what? You don't have a kit, you don't have a set. I know keyboardists who don't have a keyboard. I know keyboardists who can only play one key. So if I want to play a key, you can't play a key. So I gotta take all my songs on the same key because you need to invest in, okay. But what I'm saying is, sometimes you invest in your skill, and I agree with the merchandise and stuff like that, but so many times people want to jump to being a hired artist, and your skill set is not at a hireable skill set level. And so one of the ways you can invest in yourself is never think that you're done. I've been singing and writing and producing for years. And 3 or 4 years ago, I learned to play the guitar because I was like, it's not enough for me to depend on other musicians to have to craft my own music. So even late in the game for me, I was like, I'm gonna learn another instrument. And so that became something else that I could do that was an investment in me because if nobody else showed up to the show, I can pick up my guitar and I can play my own song, right? But a lot of times what people do is they'll invest in themselves I don't know, by just going to a lot of concerts to watch other people's shows is not necessarily investing in yourself. You're just watching other people's shows if you don't leave that show and go skill yourself to a higher degree. Amen?
Amen.
Okay.
Great.
I wanted to just share a story because that touched on me. I had a show Central Stadium last month, and I hired a DJ. I ain't gonna say his name. He's supposed to be a veteran, and he shows up with a briefcase with a laptop in it. And then he said, yo, E, you ain't got no turntables. I said, that's what I'm hiring you for. I'm paying you $250. You ain't got no turntables. And he said, well, usually the club has turntables. I said, no, usually a DJ has turntables. So he had to call a real DJ to get some equipment, and then he was like, yo, we just want $50. I said, you don't pay him $50. He thought I was going to pay him $50. Then he didn't have his Serato, and didn't go with the equipment. It wasn't compatible, and I was thinking to myself, man, I'm a rapper, and trust me, I got a microphone at home, so I don't have to go to the venue and complain about the cord mics. I just bring my mic in and everything settled. So what she said, invest in yourself. And I get a lot of artists that complain about fees. This is the funny thing. Like, Central Stadium got 20 artists on it. And how I do it is, I charge you a fee. It might be $50, it might be $100. All that's doing is going into promotion. Help me promote you so that people can come see you, right? Then I give you the same value in tickets. So that guarantees you're going to bring 15 people to the show. So you really didn't pay anything. But the first thing I get is like 100 questions. So how long you stay? We'll do this. And I'm like, educate yourself so you don't have to ask these questions. And if you don't know what I'm telling you, don't act like you know. Just sit back, relax, go home, and do some research. And then when you talk to me again, engage in the conversation. And then it's growth and development. But I like that you said that because there is DJs out here that really need DJs. They either got the D or the J.
You would want to add on to that?
Yeah, I want to add on to that. One thing that I'm noticing is that behind all these mistakes and these choices that artists that you may make, you got to understand you got a brand that you represent. So branding is huge. And so these different choices you make on and off, and these relationships you build are all part of your brand and associated with your brand. So, for instance, the DJ at State Dub, I wouldn't be thinking of that particular DJ for the next event, right? So, or the drummer, I'm not thinking of that drummer because to me, his brand is an unprepared brand. That's what I say. It's unprepared. So consider the fact that you have to be a good person and you have to be professional at all times to maintain the integrity of your brand and who you are. And that actually goes beyond you just being an artist. That's just you as a person and how people view you. And that's going to affect all of your future business endeavors. So just keep that in mind.
Great. At this time, I'd like to open it up to the audience. Does anyone in the audience have a question? Yes. Your question. Is there a question? I do. Yeah. All right, okay.
Thank you. My name is Simon Okero. I'm from Kenya, and I was happy of the panel share with us how the Seattle music scene is going to merge the rest of the world, especially Africa, into our lives, There are a lot of immigrants that come to Seattle, and they're stuck. And they're huge musicians back in their country, but this is now their home. And they don't know what to do with themselves, They end up doing odd jobs around here, cleaning our houses, and they can probably perform even better than us. So, wondering if you can talk a little bit with us about that, and I'll probably have an additional question after that. Thank you.
Interpretation, kind of thing.
So the question, as I understand it, is Seattle is blessed to have people coming in from all over the world, and many of them are very talented musicians and performers. So how can the Seattle music, you guys are looked at as the experts and professionals, and how could this scene welcome them better because a lot of them are, you know, working hard jobs and different things, and they're not fulfilling their talent to the fullest, and we're missing out on that as a city and a scene as well.
And first off, the first thing that comes to mind to me would be maybe get involved with some of the music festivals around town, because Seattle loves world music, you know, I mean, I'll just put it in that category, world music. You know, bumper shoes and things like this, you know, get involved with those festivals, submit to perform, talk to them about what it is your goal is, and they'll probably, you know, really move that forward because it is important, you know what I mean? It's important that we see everything, that 360 view of what kind of music is here in Seattle, you know? And there's a ton of music festivals, from Folk Life, I would say the Bumper Shoe to Reverb Fest at the Seattle Weekend. I mean, there's just no short list of festivals in town. And then the second thing that comes to mind would be utilizing your community, you know, I mean, there's obviously a lot of, you know, African restaurants, venues in town and whatnot, and maybe, you know, throwing shows, letting people know, hey, our music is here tonight, you know, and it's $10 to get in and check out what we're doing. I'm sure something like that will spread and grow, and people, when you say people want to play it, I'm sure a lot of people want to hear it as well, you know?
One thing I want to add on real quick is, it's all about marketing and branding. And getting back to it, you guys, the internet is one of the places where it demands content. And if you're coming here, you got content. You probably got recordings, videos, and everything. And the easiest, cheapest way to do that is to start putting your content out there to start and putting it out there and then building relationships that way also.
You know, it kind of hit home for me because I went to Kenya last year as an artist, and there was a young lady at my church who's from Kenya, and just maybe 3 weeks ago, I think, she kind of said to me that she wanted to be a singer and she wanted to sing around the city, and truth be told, I didn't take her seriously. I thought she was just kind of casually saying it. I didn't think she was being really serious about it. So I would say one of the things that would be good is for those artists that you know that are coming here that want to be introduced to the area, is to seriously grab some of us, the artists that are already here, and don't be so casual about how you tell us you actually want to find the stages and find the places to perform. So like I take what you said so seriously right now because you stood up and you said it with such passion and with such I don't know, focus, I guess. And so when she said it to me, I mean, we're all artists trying to find our next stage, I guess you could say. So when another artist says that to you, you don't really think too much about it. But I think one of the things that would be important to know is that when you are an artist and you want other artists to introduce you to the places to go, that you need to say that to them with some intentionality. Say that to them directly, not in a way like you want to hang around. I actually want to go and do what you do. Teach me, show me, take me to where you go, because I would have received that message different from her, as she said it, with a little bit more strength and power to it.
Okay, also, as far as festivals, I definitely put out the Mojo Fest, which is an African festival, so that's a great place to start, and we want to make that a great place to discover music too, locally. So, any other questions? Questions? No? Okay. Also to that point, I say, really package yourself. There's a lot of free tools to start your marketing process, whether again it's Reverb Nation or YouTube or whatever it is, a Facebook page, not just a Facebook profile, and just package yourself as that which you want to become. Because there's so many tools right now that, before you need someone else to help you, or before you need to pay for something, there's so many free opportunities.
So I want to just add on to, this is great advice, certainly near-term advice. I think representing the Music Commission, I want to assure that everyone here that we're actually getting ready to develop our work plan for this next year. And there's a lot of sensitivity around making sure that our work plan represents everyone in Seattle. Seattle's not a grunge capital, it's not the hip-hop capital, it's music of all types, represents many races and ethnicity. So please, be assured that that from the commission's perspective, it is something that we're very sensitive to as we continue to promote and develop and fight for the business here in the Seattle area.
And just to even add to that point, there are a lot of opportunities, like Rachel mentioned, of filming the happy hour, filming music happy hour that happens last Wednesday of the month. Events like this, you know, get out and actually network and with professionals and other people in the building team. I would like to say that.
On another note. No, I was just thinking on another note. When you was talking about his music, man, no one's untouchable today with these networks. You can reach out to anybody today, and a lot of these Twitters are belonging to the artists that are, you know, these Grammy-winning, award-winning artists that's out there today. They actually are active on their Twitter talking to people. If you got some innovative music, because we're all using your music anyway. Let's just be real, you know what I mean? And if you got some innovative music that you want to present to people, you should try setting up your account. You got Facebook, Twitter, and all that, and reach out to the people that you look up to or educate yourself on who's doing it the most in your community, and reach out to them and see if you can do a collaboration, because collaborations bring together a lot of things. I just believe that, you know, we are doing for self reasons. You know, people don't know this, but how many of y'all listen to Macklemore today? That's in here. Y'all listen to Macklemore, okay? So Macklemore, they promote him as the do-it-yourself artist. He's done it from the ground up. He made it happen. No label came and picked him up and signed him and put him where he is. But let's just go back in history now. So he's one of, besides Ishmael Butler, because a lot of people don't know Digable Planet, Ishmael Butler is from here too. So when they speak of platinum artists, we actually got three that did it. That's Sir Mix-a-Lot, Ishmael Butler, and Macklemore now. Now, when I say do it for self, people don't give Mix credit, but Mix did it himself too. He didn't have a label behind him that was major. He started with Nasty Mix Records that was created by Nasty Ness and Ed Locke, which were people that were from here in this community that did radio. They formed a record label, an independent record label called Nasty Mix. They took Nasty Ness's name and Mix's name and put it together. They pressed up their own units and beat the pavement, made phone calls, put together an office space, and marketed their own records by the help of Glenn Boyd, which owned Music Menu, that knew the retail game. And Mix never knew it. What happened was Swash was the first platinum record they did on their own. So when people speak of Macklemore being the first to do that, it actually happened with Mix a lot too. So if you see what I'm seeing as a pattern of do it for self in this community. So don't wait for someone to help you succeed. You got to get out there and make it happen yourself. I always say the lazy ones don't succeed. They be the ones that need. Closed mouths don't get fed, they get found dead. And that's just period. So with that said, June 22nd, I got an event for the children and the parents to come out. It's Save Our Sonic, and let me explain this to you guys. I'm a good friend of Chris Hansen, the guy that's trying to bring the Sonic here. He actually grew up in the Rainier District off of Horton, which was my block. And he named his company actually after the street. But what I was seeing when we bring our Sonics back was a bunch of grown people yelling, bring the team back, and there was no kids involved. And I kind of thought that was crazy to me because this basketball being taken away from Seattle had a lot of kids' dreams crushed. You know, they weren't able to meet their, you know, these superstars and these people that motivated them to play above the rim and so forth. So I was like, that's not crazy, no kids involved. So we decided to throw an event June 22nd at Ballard High School. There's a lot of great talent, artists, celebrities that's coming out to play ball, and we got a lot of kids doing stuff for the involvement. We're taking all the kids from the Boys and Girls Clubs around the community, busing them in for free, so that they can get the opportunity to get next to some people that can motivate them to stay out the streets, out of trouble, and uplift their life and career. So, I mean, closed mouths will get fed, they get found dead. Hopefully I'll see some of y'all in the building.